Steve, I know that George Lucas was this was a show that kind of went off without George, and I wanted to know if you ever still talk to him about anything that you're dealing with in the season 2 or future seasons or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like, hey George, I have this idea, what do you think? No, we don't talk like that. You know, when I see him, we cover any number of topics, TV shows we watch, or you know, I could never get him to talk sports, but that's George. So. But you know, before he left, we had a lot of discussions, and I would bring up things that I felt were very important, like Ahsoka and Darth Vader, and I'm like, hey, so if they ever met, what do you think would happen? And we would discuss it, and you know, I've done several drawings of that encounter as a result of it, and so I made sure that before it was officially, you know, separated, Disney and George, Star Wars and George, that I had this discussion with him, because now, you know, I don't really want to bother him with it. He created it. I would tell you that it's always going to be special to him and important to him. But I think that he also, you know, is excited to see what everybody does with it. I've shown him Rebels, you know, so he's seen it. And he knows that, you know, I followed the lessons I was taught as a good Jedi should. But I've expanded certain things that I wanted to do, and, you know, but nothing I feel is out of accord with what he would have done. Every decision I made on Clone Wars I did, or any interview I did, I said, is this something I would say or do if George was here in the room? You know, because I so greatly respect that it's his universe. And even to this day, as I go forward doing things, I always ask myself, is that something you'd really want? You know, and the fans want all kinds of things, but you can't get caught up in that. And I'll tell you why. It's because Star Wars is so strong after so many years, and people love so many different aspects of it. You have to be careful what you're serving. So you have to always serve the story of Star Wars and characters of Star Wars. And I would say, you know, for the prequel kids who love their prequel movies, they're very vocal now about all the things they love about it. And I love them too. And they get a lot of flack for prequels, whatever, I don't care. There's some of the most exciting moments in those films. And I've always been a big supporter of them. And I'm still, you know, I treat Rebels the same way I did Clone Wars, which is if it's something worth telling, I bring it in. So there's still stuff from the EU, what was called the EU is now called Legends, that appears in Rebels from time to time, the same way that it appeared from time to time in Clone Wars. It's just how we tell the stories, and George is always okay with that. So I continue.